Alright, morning guys. It's Sunday the 11th of February, and after quite a while not fishing here, not fishing in general actually, I haven't been out since end of December when I did a bit of pike fishing. I'm back on the Club Water Lake, so I'm just getting the gear unloaded. It's 8 o'clock in the morning and it's about, at the moment it's showing about 5 degrees, but as you can see the lakes are well up on what it's been previously. We no longer have a bank in front of us, so I'm back on the lake for a bit of fishing. So I'll get the gear set up, show you what we're doing. Right, it's just gone 8:45. As you can see, I've got both the rods out. I'm all set up for the day. I've seen a few shows. There's a big crash out down the end there, and I was going to move and set up there because it was the only thing I'd seen at the time. And just as I started to do that, I had a fish show out in front of me, so I decided to set up here as planned. I've got one right hand rod out towards the spindly tree on the far bank there at about 13 wraps, and then that's got a PVA mesh stick on. The left hand rod is out towards the gap in the bushes there with a PVA bag on, and that's got a little wafter on it. So we've got a couple of different tactics we're going to try. Both are on sweet sickly baits. I'd say one's on a little manila pop-up, and the right hand rod is on a little cell maple dumbbell wafter. So we'll see how they go over the next few hours. Watch the water, see if anything shows. But we're fishing. It's a lovely sunny day. Bit of warmth coming in. It is supposed to get overcast as well, so hopefully the fish will be on the feed. There's a couple of other guys down the bank there fishing. I spoke to one of them when he arrived at the same time as me, and he said he was here 2 weeks ago in the cold when it was like 1 or 2 degrees, and he had 4 fish out that day. So if you can find them, they'll definitely come out for us. It's just a case of watching the water and looking for those signs of carp. See how we get on. Right guys, just had a bit of a run on the left hand rod. Judging by the lack of fight, I'm guessing it's a bream, but we've had a little bit of action at least. It's coming straight at me. And yes, it's a bream. Oh, a little bit of excitement. Just nothing worth really catching, but hey, it's a fish. I say it's nothing that we want, but hey, he's a fish. He got the alarms going so you can have a picture, well not a picture, you can have a little bit of video. We'll put this one back, get the rods back out, and hopefully the carp can come along and join him. Alright, so it's just gone 11:15. I've just put that left hand rod back out on the spot. Another PVA bag on there. I have found when I've been fishing with PVA bags that I do seem to get harassed with bream more. I don't know why. When I was fishing over the other side previously, I had those two fish both on PVA bags, both small bream, and yet they don't seem to harass me when I've got the mesh stick on. It's interesting whether it's just the time of year and the carp just aren't moving around as much, therefore the bream can get there, and they are moving about a bit more. I don't know, but it's a fish at the end of the day. First one of 2024. Let's hope it's the last, or last bream anyway. So yeah, rod's back out on the spot. I've moved the right hand one over towards the island. I reeled it in from over that's where it was, and I had some weed around the line, so, or around the hook, so I've just put it over towards the island there. Different spot, see if anything picks it up there, but I might give this spot another 45 minutes or an hour or so, just after midday, and if I haven't seen anything and if I haven't had any carp interest, I may well move down the far end there. I've seen 3 different shows now, one right in the corner, one off towards the reed bank, and then one a bit further out, but they've all been in that area, so I can't ignore them for too much longer. I've given this spot a few hours. I haven't really seen much out in front of me, so another 45 minutes or an hour, and then if I haven't had anything carp wise, I think I'm gonna head 50 yards up the bank and stick a couple of rods out there. Right, it's just gone 12:20. I've moved along the bank. So I was about 50-60 yards up the bank previously. But as I said, I've seen a few fish topping out over here. Nothing really out in front of me over there, so I've decided to make the move. Put my left hand rod, which is now got a little krill dumbbell and a bit of pink pop-up on the top of it, acting as a wafter down in this corner, which is where I saw one of the fish jump, and the right hand rod, which again has got a little cell type or mainline dumbbell that's out on the out towards the middle there, well basically towards the corner. It's about halfway across in the shadow. So we'll see how they go. I couldn't sit here all day watching fish showing at this end of the lake and not give them a go. I've not fished this lake in the winter previously, so it is a bit of a learning curve finding out where they like to overwinter. Hopefully they've given me a bit of a clue, but we'll see how it goes. We've got another 4 hours or so, see if we can't get something else out. Right, it's just gone 2:30. Still very slow. The guys down the other end, I haven't heard them have anything, so I think they've in much the same boat as I am. I have had a few shows at this end at least. I've had 6 or 7 carp dotted around the lake, or dotted around this area of the lake, have stuck their head and shoulders out the water. So I definitely think I'm in the right place. Beep on the right hand rod, and a bit of a show over my spot again. So I think I'm definitely in the right place. I haven't seen anything really showing down by the island or in that area that I was fishing, so it was the right move to come down here. I think I just haven't been able to get hold of them as yet. Still got about an hour and a half, hour and 3/4, something like that, before I need to pack up, so got a bit of time yet, and hopefully, I say, we can get some interest, but still very slow, very quiet at the moment. Right, that's the last throw of the dice. I think it's I just saw another fish top out over towards the corner there, so I thought, I've got a couple of PVA sticks made up. I'll get one cast out there towards it, landed pretty much where the fish showed, so we'll see if that can produce a last gasp bite. But just coming up to 3:15, so we've got about an hour. We'll leave those out there, see if they produce anything. Oh, would you believe it? Finally get a run. Wasn't the best run, but it was a run. It's bloody well come off. Typical. Well, I'm pretty sure that one was a carp. Certainly felt some weight to it. It was on there for, well, as you saw, a couple of seconds at most, and then it felt it pull through. But that's the reason why we cast for showing fish, because on a day like this where there's very little going on, you've got to make sure your rigs are in the right place. So it's 20 to 4, so we've got another half hour or so before I need to pack up. But at least we managed to get one of the carp feeding, even if it didn't hook itself properly. Let's hope we get another chance. Right, morning guys, back for day 2. It's quite a bit colder today. Woke up with a frost on the car, -1, but we're set up. Me and Mark are down here for another day session. Mark was down here last week, earlier in Wednesday, and had 4 fish out, including the biggest one I've had out, but he's had it out now at 33, so that's put on over 3 pounds. His son Travis had one out at 28, same fish again that I'd had out at 25-ish, so that's put on 3 pounds. And they also had one of the commons out, which I'd had out from over the far side there, and that's also put on a bit of weight, so they had a bit of success. We're hoping this drop in temperature isn't going to change things too much, but when they came down it was tipping it down, and as you can see today it's bright sunshine at the moment. We're hoping it's going to cloud up, but we're out, we're fishing for day 2. Let's hope we can get some more carp on the bank. Right, just gone 9 o'clock. Left hand rod is lifted up tight, and I'm back into the bream again. Better size this one, but not what we want, so I'll get this one unhooked back in, and we'll get the rods back out. But first fish of the day. I seem to be getting plagued with bream in the last few sessions, so hopefully this isn't a sign of things to come, but he's a fish. We'll get him back, we'll get back carping. Alright, just coming up to 10 o'clock, and our bright blue sunny skies have been replaced by freezing fog. Literally just came in within the space of a few minutes, and the temperatures dropped by a good 4 or 5 degrees, I reckon. So whether this is the overcast that we're going to be set for the rest of the day, we'll see. But we've had a few beeps and a few lifts on the rods, but nothing positive, so we'll leave them where they are. I think Mark had his first fish earlier in the week about 10:30, so we're approaching that sort of time, or will be in the next half hour. Hopefully the fish come on the feed. Right, just gone 10 o'clock. We have our second run of the day. It was very much acted like a bream, but if it is a bream, it's a better size one, because it's certainly not coming in at the same rate as the other one was. I'm hoping it's my first carp of the year. It certainly wasn't a screaming run, it was jumping up and down quite merrily.
It's a tiny bream.
Shut up. So, if it is a bream, it's a bigger bream than I've had out of here previously, but we'll see. It's still thumping away, so hopefully it's a carp. I don't think it's a big carp, but the bream have normally given up by this point. If it is a bream, Mark's going to laugh his arse off, but
It is a bream.
I've had a few carp do that before.
Right, it's bouncing around.
Yeah, but I've had carp fuck about like that with it before. A big swell on the top. So I've been fishing just over a couple of hours now. Oh, that looks like a carp to me, Mark.
A hybrid.
Well, it's a cream. Say, I don't think it's a big fish, but it's like a mirror. Oh no, it's a common. Quite a nice common actually. I'm going to say no to that. He's in the net. Looks like he's got a bit of a, stumpy tail back here. but we'll get it out, get it weighed up and show you what we've got. First one of the year. Right, we got him in the net. 17 pounds, 14 ounces. I was right, he has got a bit of a gammy tail. Probably explains why his fight was a little bit more subdued. He's got, certainly going to be easy to spot him in future. But yeah, nice way to start the 2024. 17 pound, 14 ounce common. And as you can see, this one's getting a bit of a gut on it, so whether they are starting to spawn up now or get spawn bound would explain why the weight has gone up on quite a few of these. But nice fish, other than the gammy tail. At least we'll be able to spot this one if we catch it again in future. Oh, it's gone. Fucking hell. Typical. Same rig again. That one was a bit better of a screaming run. But just managed to get away. I'm looking at that, whether you're going to be able to see or not. There's a slight blunting of the hook there. Hook point's turned over, so I shall swap that one out and get the rig back out there. But it's that third time on that rod I've had interest, so quick swap over of that rig. I tied a load of new rigs yesterday, so I'll get a new one straight out on the spot, and that one can get resharpened another day or possibly recycled, we'll see. Right, it's just gone 20 past 12. I've had a run pretty much every hour. So the first one was the bream at about 9 o'clock. Second one was that carp, a common carp, at 10 o'clock. I lost that carp on the left hand rod again at just before 11, or around about 11 o'clock time. I say it's about 20 past 12 now. Mark's had a couple of beeps on his right hand rod, but I've had a recast of both of my rods, so they've both got fresh baits and rigs on. So we'll see how we go over the next, give it another 45 minutes or so, and then potentially have a recast again. That would have been out there for just over an hour. This time of year it's just worth having a bit of a recast every now and then, put a fresh bait on, or fresh stick on certainly. Just try a slightly different spot if you haven't had anything. So like I say, I'll give that one till about, or both of those until about 1 o'clock, and then have a bit of a recast. But as you can see, it's semi-overcast now. All that mist has blown away. We have had a little bit of sun coming out, but it's still only maybe 9 or 10 degrees out here, so we're in our winter suits, keeping warm, trying to anyway. Right, it's just gone 10 past 2. You can possibly hear the wind's picked up quite a bit, blowing down into this bottom corner. I had a bit of a recast of both of the rods, fresh PVA stick on there about 40 minutes ago. So I'm just going to leave those out there for the next hour and a bit, unless we get some fish. But neither me nor Mark have had any real interest since I lost that one at, what was it, about 11 o'clock, half 11, something like that. So yeah, we've both had a recast, fresh sticks and bags and whatever you out on the spots. Mark's changed one of his spots out, gone over towards the island, and we're just gonna see how things go over the rest of the afternoon. Probably have another recast later on, but yeah, it's been very quiet over the last couple of hours, so I don't want to just keep recasting over and over. We shall leave them out for the next hour and a half or so. I've been out there for a good couple of hours at that point, and then we might have one more recast before the end of the day. Obviously assuming we don't get anything else, but hopefully we can get some sort of interest as we move into the mid-afternoon. Right, we were just having a bit of a complain about how cold it was getting. The wind is really quite biting. I just wrapped myself up like an Eskimo.
For a bream.
And we got Poxy Bream. I thought it was coming in a bit easily. It actually started to take some line, so I did get excited it might be a carp, but no, it's a snotty. Right, so that's just coming up to 3 o'clock. You can see that was the right hand rod that went off that time. It's back out on the spot. Fresh PVA stick. Hopefully if the bream are there, the carp are not far behind them. So yeah, a little bit more activity, a little bit of a warm up running down the bank, and hopefully a sign that the fish are coming back on the feed after a bit of a lull across the early afternoon. Right, into the last half an hour now. You can see the winds really picked up. Got quite a right to left ripple on the water, and you'll probably hear the few spots of rain coming down. It's not overly heavy, but it's fairly persistent. So I'm going to give it about another 30 minutes or so, and then that'll be it for the day and get things packed up. So very much last chance saloon now, certainly for this trip. I did see a fish show out at distance towards the cut in the reeds just here, so I've put a little PVA stick on the left hand rod and just threw that out as far as I could in this wind, and it got to basically the area where the fish had showed. So we've gone chasing one show. There hasn't been many today, so we've kind of stuck with the spots that we've had, but for the last half hour, 40 minutes or so, we're going to give that one a bit of a go as well and see if we can't nick one more bite. Right, end of the session. We've packed up a little bit early in between rain showers. Basically it started to get a bit heavy, so we've called it a day. It's 4:15 now anyway, once the stuff's in the car. So that'll be it for today. Managed to get a carp out, a couple of bream. Unfortunately Mark didn't have anything, but that's fishing. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again.